What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the KBR Sports YouTube channel. You already know the best sports YouTube channel here on the platform, guys. Thanks for tuning in to a new video. Of course, guys, if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos, and hit the post notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video goes up, just like this video. And of course, guys, if you're not also subscribed to the KBR Sports podcast, go ahead and do that wherever you catch your podcast, man. You know, when you're not getting new YouTube videos, you're most likely getting a new podcast. So make sure you guys go ahead and tune in to the KBR Sports podcast, and of course make sure you guys leave a like on this video to show your support for the channel. But guys, big news coming in from the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo decided to sign his 5-year supermax. It's a supermax that's going to be worth $228 million. It's a little bit over that, and those are just staggering numbers, man. When you think about it, it doesn't even feel like it's real life when you're considering the supermax dollars. And really, if you're thinking about guys who have signed those supermax extensions, only really a few guys have the ability to do so. You think about Damian Lillard, obviously James Harden signed one in his own right, John Wall, and Russell Westbrook. All these guys have signed their own supermaxes, and each time each guy signs, it's like, this is now the richest contract in NBA history. This is not the richest contract in NBA history. And I know, in regards to the last video I put out, some people are going to be like, oh, bro, you got it wrong. Looky here, guys.
Psych! That's the wrong number!
If you remember from that last video, this is what I said when I actually was recording that video. One of the biggest names, Giannis Antetokounmpo, what his decision should be moving forward. And my thoughts on this really tend to go both ways, so I might make 2 videos on this topic regarding Giannis. But so if you actually paid attention and listened to the context of what I said, this would be that other video, but he just so happened to have signed, because he had until Monday to decide what he was going to do. He had a deadline until Monday. So Giannis just went ahead and took the plunge, and he ended up posting that Instagram post calling Milwaukee his home. So credit to Giannis, man, staying loyal to the Bucks and really putting that loyalty of the team that wanted him. And you know, the funny thing is with Giannis, that was a huge thing for him initially going through the draft process, and teams like the Hawks really wanting him, and how Oklahoma City wanted him, but they couldn't take that much of a risk on him because they just gotten out of the finals, and they were in a position where they had Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and they had to figure out a way to supplement having a big on a cheap contract, so they didn't go and pick Giannis. But it's so crazy when you think about the guys that got picked ahead of Giannis in that draft. Like, you think about Anthony Bennett being the #1 overall pick, and it's like, Anthony Bennett, bro? What?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And the Cavaliers, if you go back and do that whole thing all over again, I'm pretty sure they would. And in that draft, a lot of people, it's crazy when you look in hindsight, because when you're looking in hindsight, it's easy to say, oh, well, yeah, you should have taken CJ McCollum or different scenarios. But now you come back in hindsight and you realize, okay, there was really no lock in that draft that made things easy. So a lot of teams are taking they were really just throwing out fishing rods, hoping. And that's what the draft is every year. You just really hope that you're landing a superstar with your pick. And at the end of the day, if you land that superstar, and a lot of people were saying Giannis had that superstar potential. Giannis had that ability to go and break the ceiling, break the mold. And I guess the Bucks being that team to take that flyer on him really stuck and resonated with him. But I also think there's been a lot of things the Bucks organization has done to hold Giannis there and make Giannis feel at home, in terms of signing his brother, him being able to play with his brother over the last few years in Thanasis. I believe that's his older brother, and those two getting to play together. And I think there are little things here. And when you hear about Giannis' story, you know he prioritizes family. Family is the most important thing in his life. When you hear that, you're not surprised when he makes a complete decision in which you could make the case benefits his family the most, especially if his brother is essentially on the team as a deal with the Bucks. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if I'm going to be here, my brother's going to be here too, sort of thing. And obviously, a small market franchise, you're going to do whatever you can to keep a generational talent like Giannis. And that's why you see them going out and making trades to get guys like Drew Holiday, They tried to go get Bogdanovich, that failed. And so now that Giannis is staying, what we talk about next, right? What happens next? That's always the big thing that happens after these deals. And one of the things that we might see happen next is Jrue Holiday actually signed an extension, because he was on a short contract that what they were trading for was going to be essentially a year or two of Jrue Holiday. So we're going to see if maybe he might get a mid-year extension or something from the Bucks. It's going to be so many different scenarios that we're going to see happen now, but the most noted thing is that the Bucks will be in the championship window for at least the next 5 years. Because I mean, we're talking about a 5-year extension. He has an opt-out in 2025, I believe. 2025. He has a player opt-out clause in that year. I outlined in the last video why Giannis should leave. Okay, so if you guys are curious about my reasons why he should leave, go watch that video. I don't really want to retouch on everything about why he should leave. Just more so be understanding why he stayed. And I understand why he stayed because, for one, you are in the Eastern Conference. I know the Eastern Conference has improved year after year, whatever case you want to make. Still not as good as the West. I'm sorry, it's just not, okay? The West, the teams that you would pick as your favorites, if you had to bet your whole bank account on, most likely, most of the teams that you're betting your money on are coming out of the West, whether it be the Lakers, whether it be the Clippers, whether it may even be the Nuggets or some other team. It's most likely a team coming out of the West. When it comes to the Eastern Conference, if you're talking about, and this is how you normally can grade how tough a conference is, right? For one, how great the teams are within the individual conference, and then how great the individual stars are. Like, are we talking MVP caliber stars in that conference? Like multiple MVP caliber stars on a team, or maybe in that conference. And for a long time, a lot of people would demean LeBron James's accomplishments because you never had that other MVP caliber talent or similar in comparison to LeBron's talent in that conference. So someone like a Kevin Durant or something like that. Even though now Giannis does have that, and the return of Kevin Durant coming back healthy, it's still a conference where Kevin Durant is that main guy that you would have to really deal with, and his Brooklyn Nets team is that team that you see as your rival. Then in terms of other components of the East, you have to be individual teams. So like obviously teams like the Heat, teams like the Celtics, but those teams, you wouldn't take players on those teams ahead of Giannis. You wouldn't say, hey, if I had to start a franchise tomorrow, give me this guy over Giannis, give me this person over Giannis. You wouldn't do that because Giannis is a phenom. I mean, he's already a back-to-back MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, his resume speaks for himself. So when you're looking at that, you're really thinking, okay, so we just have to build something around this guy. And that's something that I think for Giannis, he views it as, look, I know I'm going to become better. And I know that I'm already at a point where I can lead a 60-something win team. I can get a team into the postseason, but now it's about how far can we go into postseason. I just know that I need to be able to trust this organization, and I feel like the Bucks made him that promise that we will put pieces around you. We will be able to put a feasible team for you to get to the finals, because that's what it's all about. It's about making that playoff run. And I think that, I mean, this is going to be an expensive team, without a doubt, for a small market team. And I wonder how salary cap implications are going to end up factoring into all this, with obviously no fans being in games. It could come back to really affect this Bucks team. But if Giannis is there, you have an endless possibilities, a lot of avenues for them to be able to explore with him and so on, especially if they want to go and bring in a new guy. Sometimes you can go and trade for a disgruntled superstar just to make a run. Like if a guy is requesting a trade like a James Harden or whatever, you can package together something. You never know what you can make happen. Now you know you have this 5-year window. You don't even care because you're like, okay, we just got to get the best chance. We got to form the best conglomerate of talent on one season, 1 year, or maybe 2, just so that we can make a run at this championship. We get one championship out of this Giannis era, it's a success. Nothing else matters. That is a success. With his level of talent, you have to get one championship. It's kind of like when people were getting on LeBron, getting on guys like Shaq, Kevin Durant. It's no matter how loyal you are, and all those things will be seen like, oh, he didn't jump on the bandwagon to go and pair up with a super team. People will still hold it against you if you don't win a championship. So the Bucks really have to make sure they do whatever they can to get him that championship. And Giannis has to hold up his end of the bargain to be able to deliver a championship to Milwaukee. There's no going back from it. This is the course that everything's going down. And the way this affects the rest of the NBA now, it's awesome because the talent stays spread out. You know what I mean? Like, it's just another team that you're willing to watch on a Monday night, on a Wednesday night, on a Friday night, even Sunday afternoon. Just another team to watch play basketball. You know what I mean? Like, were you gonna watch the Bucks if Giannis left? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna watch the Bucks team if Giannis leaves. Now it makes us have more dearth of basketball that we can watch on a continuous basis. I'm never gonna complain about being able to watch more basketball, guys. Hopefully you guys wouldn't want to either. You know what I mean? As fun as it is being able to hate a team for being the villains of the NBA like people did with the Heat or the Warriors, it's just as fun having those low, small market teams that a lot of people don't normally root for, and even that community being able to stand behind the team and be like, oh, we got a guy. We have a chance. You know what I mean? Like, our games are worth watching. That's exciting in and of itself. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Of course, guys, I appreciate you for tuning into this KBR Sports video. If you have not already, like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you hit the post notification bell so you don't miss any future KBR Sports videos. Of course, guys, make sure you also subscribe to the KBR Sports podcast so that way you don't miss any podcast episodes as well. Going to be having some guests coming up soon on that podcast, so make sure you guys are checking it out. And of course, guys, leave a like on the video if you didn't before and comment your thoughts. Why did you think Giannis stayed? Of course, there's so many factors that go into these kind of decisions, but why would you have stayed if you were Giannis? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and let me know if you guys think I should start a Discord channel. I love talking basketball, and I would love to talk with you guys. Obviously, you all watch my videos, you support me, so why not just have a conversation we can just talk, just chat things up. I would love to start a Discord channel, and we all can just go in there and talk about hoops. All of us just talk about things like that together. It'd be pretty dope. So make sure you guys let me know if I should start a Discord, kind of just talking about NBA, and also follow my Reddit page. It's just my name, Brendan Abbin. I just post my own content on there, guys. Of course, you know what I mean? So, guys, I appreciate all the support you guys show me on these videos. Of course, leave a comment down there. Share a video with a friend. That always helps get the page out there. You guys went crazy on some of my previous videos. I really appreciate that. And, of course, guys, until next time, I'm out.